Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be discussing the 5 top tips to help you succeed in the online CSA exam. There's been lots of changes in medical education. One in particular is that the OSCEs have changed from a face-to-face examination to an online examination. Being a GP, I've had to change my consultations also to remote consultations. So let's get started with the top tips. Number 1, check your technology. So this sounds really obvious, but you'd be surprised at the number of candidates who don't do that, and then they get in the exam and they lose a lot of confidence because they're fiddling about with their camera and their microphone. My top tip is, before you get into the exam, make sure that you are familiar with Zoom. So that will be how to accept an invite, how to go in and out of video calls, and also to make sure that your microphone and camera work and that your internet is also at the correct speed in order to deal with a 2.5-hour exam. Number 2, maintain eye contact. This can be really important when you're doing a video consultation because in your head you're conflicted as to whether you should be looking at the camera or whether you should be looking at the picture of the patient or actor. My advice is that when you're asking a question to the patient or actor, that you look at the camera to maintain eye contact, and then when they are answering their questions or they're giving you a long answer, then the best thing is to look at the picture of the patient or the actor so that you can pick up on verbal and non-verbal communication and cues. Number 3, let the patient finish. Now I have personal experience of this. Take into account 90 to 95% of my consultations are now online. There's nothing more embarrassing than you start talking and you realise that the patient in fact hasn't finished their sentence, and this can be due to IT glitches. My advice in this scenario would be to sense when the patient has finished their sentence. This might be from the tone of their voice or what they're saying to you. Worst case scenario, even if you do talk over them, that's absolutely fine. Just apologise and pause and let them finish. Number 4, verbal and non-verbal communication. Nothing changes when it comes to remote OSCE. You're using the same skills and the same attributes that you have practiced and learnt throughout your undergraduate medical education and also when you've been revising for this exam. In fact, it's so much more important when it comes to an online OSCE because you do have the barrier of face-to-face interactions. So please don't sacrifice this when it comes into the OSCE. Number 5, dress the part. So this is a professional exam. So even though it's on a remote platform and that you're sitting at home, you need to dress and feel the part and feel like a doctor. I hope that you found all these tips useful. I hope that they've guided you and they've given you inspiration and also food for thought. Best of luck in your exams.